expired. Senator Reynolds.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy President, and I would just like to say congratulations and welcome to my new colleague, Senator Molan, and also wish the previously Attorney General, all the best in his new career. Now, starting off the year on Take Note, I always find it a little amusing to hear the doom and gloom from those opposite, and this year is absolutely no different. Yes, we all agree in universal health care, but the difference between those opposite and us is the fact that we actually understand that the taxpayers' pockets are not a magic pudding. Oh, wow. That if you want to actually— no, apparently they're not. And that if you want to spend money on healthcare and on the NDIS, you actually have to raise the money first. So I thought in that context of guaranteeing the NDIS and the government's bill, the Medicare Levy Amendment National Disability Insurance Scheme, just to remind those opposite and those in the gallery of the history to this. This scheme is supported by all sides of parliament. But unfortunately, when we came to government, it was not sufficiently funded. So the government has worked very carefully to make sure that the program is fully funded for the 460,000 Australians who will benefit from this long overdue scheme. And again, the money just doesn't come out of nowhere. There is no such thing as government money. As those in the gallery know full well, that the money that the government spends is their own money. And to help fund this scheme, the government is asking Australians to contribute with the Medicare levy by increasing it from half a percentage point from 2 to 2.5% of taxable income. So this means that 1/5 of the revenue raised by the Medicare levy, along with any underspend in any year in the NDIS, will be directed to the NDIS Savings Fund, a measured and prudent approach. And of course, low-income earners will continue to relieve relief from the Medicare levy through the low-income threshold for singles, families, seniors and pensioners. But it does gives me cause to reflect on why we've had to do this and the legacy those opposite left us when we came into government. I was working in this place during the years of the Howard and Costello government, and when the Labor Party came into office in 2007, they had a budget surplus and there was not a cent of government debt, no debt, which meant the taxpayer of Australia had no debt to pay back. So if the coalition had continued building debt at these levels, the gross national debt would now be over $1 trillion. The coalition has acted responsibly to cut our growth in gross debt by 2/3 to 9% in this year's MyEFO. But what else has this government actually done that those opposite will never ever acknowledge? It is not all doom and gloom. Some of the measures that the government has introduced to actually fund the NDIS has also created. Last year, in 2017, how many jobs do those opposite think were actually created? How many new jobs were created last year for Australians? Brand new jobs. Well, what those opposite will never tell you is that over 403,000 new jobs were created for Australians, the most jobs ever created in a single year. In fact, this government has now created nearly, not quite, but nearly 1 million jobs since it came to office in 4 years. Now, those opposites sit there and they, Chicken Little, the sky's going to fall down, we're going to ruin the earth, ruin the economy, but the statistics speak for themselves. The best form of welfare and the best way to fund welfare is by having Australians in jobs. Having jobs, paying taxes, being able to look after their own families, that sense of pride, and providing money into the coffers. But what else has this government done over the last 12 months? So we've cut taxes for 3.2 million small businesses, which employ over 6.5 million Australians. The instant asset write-off last year alone was used by 300,000 small businesses to invest in their businesses, to buy new equipment, buy machinery and to employ new staff. We've invested record $75 billion in national infrastructure, which again is money into the Australian economy and again is jobs. Rural exports, due to the free trade agreements and other measures this government has taken, is up 19% last year alone.
Thank you, Senator Reynolds.
That is more
Your
money
time
for the
has
economy.
Expired. Senator Ketter.